very lovingly as her sister. You please put your hands together for our gorgeous chief bridesmaids, Jenny, Jen, Jennifer!
Right. On behalf of Mum, Jackie and Peter, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. You all look fantastic, and joining us to celebrate Joanna and Luke's marriage. Luke, I'd like to take this opportunity to formally welcome you to the madhouse that is our family. No, into our family, my new older brother, Luke. Welcome. Many of you will know I was nearly 5 when Joanna was born. When you were first born, Mum said, I adored you. She said I wanted to hold you, feed you, kiss you at every chance I got. Mum said, I couldn't take my eyes off you. Then we got a little bit older and a little bit taller. Well, I got taller. And you started to annoy me. Having said that, despite your size, you could pack a punch. Well, you could bite and scratch. And I still have the scars to prove it, so be warned, Luke. She was like the silent assassin. She would come from nowhere. She would attack me without warning. Even then, I knew she was far more intelligent than me, because I would go, like a bruiser, try and lump her one in the most least obvious way ever, get caught, end up in loads of trouble, and she'd be sat there and my arm would be bleeding, usually under a top so nobody else could see. She got me first. No, she didn't. You're the older one. So, yeah, we couldn't go anywhere without taking you. If you cried, I got the blame. If we were fighting, I had to give in first. Sometimes I wondered why we couldn't just get rid of you. Mum and Dad laughed when I suggested we just send you back. Then we got a little bit older, and I was kind of grateful we didn't send you back. You started to come in handy, and you didn't annoy me as much. You were good for dressing up, playing hide and seek, and doing chores. When my friends came, you were a good waitress. Now, I'm sure you've all done this before, but Joanna, at the age of about 14, probably 15, still fell for this. Joe, can you get me a glass of wine? I'll time you. And she'd scurry off as fast as she could, get the wine, bring it back and say, what was my time? Right, so she was good. She'd go off on mammoth errands and rush back. What was my time? What was my time? Brilliant. I was able to practice my teaching skills on you. I was forever making dances and then performing for family and friends. Some shocking performances, but... then we got a little bit older. Probably I still got taller, you probably didn't. And I missed you. I did, a little bit. While I was at university. I was excited to see you when I came home for holidays, and even though, still, this was probably 16 years old, we went anywhere in the car, you'd want to play I Spy. Really, really want to play I Spy, really competitively, like, not as a joke, like a childhood game, really wanted to play I Spy. I like talking to you about uni, school and boys. We enjoyed days out to theme parks, shopping in London, eating reindeer balls at IKEA, and spending time in Devon. So, yes, I am glad we kept you. Otherwise, I would not have been able to share in the excitement of your engagement in Dartmouth and spend a great day with you at Fairford Air Show with your friends. I'm just disappointed I missed the butler in the buff. Did you not know about the bottom in the buff? Oh, I've seen pictures. Lots of pictures. I would not have been able to watch you marry Luke today and celebrate with both of you at this fantastic party. So congratulations, little sis, and my new big, older, not big. I didn't mean big. you for not listening to me all those years ago and sending her back. She's been alright. So, this wasn't planned, but I just want to say... Yeah, thanks, Luke. Big older brother, small older brother, that's not fair. Thanks, Tommy. Thanks, kid. No, I'm very proud of you. You've been fantastic today, gorgeous. So please will you all be upstanding to join me in a toast to my gorgeous sister, Joanna, and her husband, small husband.
How does it feel, big man?
Superb. Our next speaker is a very important man in Joanna's life and is simply known as Grandad. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Grandad Ken.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've only got a few words to say, and I think I'm going to be put to shame by my granddaughter and the bride's sister. Firstly, most importantly, I want to thank Jo for asking me to walk her down the aisle and to give her away. It was a privilege and pleasure, and I thank you very, very much. Of course, it should have been her dad who had the honour, but unfortunately, it couldn't be. Luke, I think you're an extremely lucky and fortunate man to win the heart of Jo and her hand as well, and I congratulate you on your good fortune. I also would like to welcome all of Luke's family. I would like to introduce them to Jo's wider family. We all like these occasions, weddings, christenings, birthdays and anniversaries, and we always really enjoy all these, and we look forward to you joining us on one of these future occasions. I was thinking of making another toast here, and I think I will, but before I make that toast to the bride and groom, I would like to wish them many, many years of health and happiness together, and all those good things that comes with being married and being together. Ladies and gentlemen, would you be rise, please? Raise your glasses. The toast is the bride and groom.
Bride and groom.
Looks like he's making a bolt for the door. Okay. Somewhat chomping at the bit, and I'm sure he's raring to go. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please put your hands together for our very handsome groom, Luke!
I'm standing up at the first Right, for those of you that kind of don't know me, this is going to be an emotional time. I'm not very good when it comes to these sort of things. I can get through it. The nerves is not a problem. I can deal with that. This has been easy. This hasn't been a problem at all. But I get very emotional. So you have to bear with me. I mean, I'll be honest with you, this is the first time that I've spoken in a wedding. You right, Tommy? Yeah, Mummy said it. This is the first time that I've kind of spoken at a wedding, except during someone else's wedding. So you have to bear with me, and we get through it together. My speech today is going to be kind of like a mini skirt, short enough to keep your attention, but long enough to long enough to hold the essentials, but short So this is what I'm coming into already. I'm getting abused as I start. Right, I'm going to go from this. Like this. My speech today will be like a miniskirt, long enough to cover the essentials, but short enough to hold your attention. Yay! To be honest with you, I didn't really know where to start, so trawled the internet, came through, went through a lot of good stuff, and then I had to put a speech together. So, before I start, there's going to be plenty of toasts, so guys, please bear this in mind. Don't knock it back all in one. Table 10, I know what you're like, don't knock it back in one, try and keep them, and we get through it together, and it'll be good. Right, okay, here we go. Right, distinguished guests of no particular distinction, relatives, young, old, freeloaders, hangers on, and anyone else who's wandered in. You're about to witness a unique moment in history where I'm going to, for the very first and last time, I'm going to or my wife is going to let me speak on her behalf. So, however, obviously it's a privilege and an honour to do so. So, unfortunately, it's not possible for everyone to be here today. I'm going to hold this up here. So it's not been possible to have everyone here today, but we know that they're here with us in spirits and definitely in our minds. Sorry. Most importantly, of course, Joanne's father, Tom, who I know would be incredibly proud of Joe. Incredibly proud of Joe and what she's achieved today, and especially Jen as well here. So, Ken, you've done an incredible job today. Thank you very much. Well, you're very welcome. Fine. I'm very, very grateful for you to walk Joe down the aisle. She looks incredible. She did, yes. She looks incredible. Obviously followed by my little girl and Barry and Tommy. So, yeah, thank you very much. So, with them in mind, would you please stand, raise your glasses, and join in a toast to absent friends and family. Absent friends and family. 3 pages, alright? You can clap off every verse, it's fine, it's not great. Listen, I've got 2 teachers either side of me. Oh my God. Okay. So it's lovely to see so many of our friends and family here today to help us celebrate the happiest day of our lives. I know that some of you have travelled a long way, and that means a lot to us. It generally does mean a lot to us. It's fine. You need to man up. So, yeah, it's been incredible to have you all here today with us. For those of you who don't know the story of Joe and I, we first met when I was running a club in Camberley. Back in 2009, when I actually saw her back in probably late 2008, when she came in dressed up as Wonder Woman. You came in as Wonder Woman. And incredibly, I was trawling through some pictures, obviously putting some stuff up for the internet, obviously in the club, we have to put some photos up, and I found photos of Joe, and then amazingly, I met her probably 6 months later, and it all kind of suddenly clicked where I'd seen her before. Anyway, so the first time I'd ever saw Joan was when I chucked her ex-boyfriend out of my club, who's dressed up as a Smurf, as I remember. And Joanna as Wonder Woman. And amazingly, we're here today. Generally how it works, I'll be honest with you. But to be honest with you, she's the woman of my dreams. She's awesome. What is that? Honestly, I don't talk to her when we're together. She's awesome. We've been so happy to together, and we've had such a fun time whilst we've been together. And obviously, it's difficult when two families come together. But I've been extremely lucky, and I'm so proud to be joining the Paradigm family. It's such a large family, as well as ours, and to join the two together, it's awesome. And it's totally opposites kind of family, I would say. Which is good, you know, it's fine. No, it's good, it's a good thing, it's a good thing. But you're a very close and comforting family as the Paradigms. You are, you've been good to me, eventually. Honestly, I can tell you when I met Julia and Tom and Jen and Joanna for the first time, it wasn't easy. You know, Joanna was what, 23, 21? You know, Joanna was 21. I was in my late 20s. No, I was late 20s, obviously. Obviously, when if my daughter ever comes home to me and says that she's met, you know, an older guy, cool, I can live with that, not a problem. An older nightclub manager, I'm going to start to question things, and it's not really going to, you know, settle well with me. But in all fairness, you know, they kind of let their guard down and they let me into their lives. Anyway. And, you know, unfortunately Berry's not here today. They've accepted Berry into their lives as well, and it's been incredible. So for the last, you know, few years and few months with Berry, I'd like to thank you all. It's been awesome. You've been amazing, all of you. Honestly, you don't need to feel you need to clap for everything. Because we won't get through it. Tommy's loving it, it's fine. I mean, today, a day like today has put everything in perspective. And we'd both like to say a massive thank you to both our parents, mums, you need to do you're better at this than I am. They've been incredibly generous. They've helped us through a lot, and you know, I'd personally like to thank Julia and Tom for bringing up such a lovely daughter, and one of two, sorry, and making me feel so welcomed into their family. You know, it's along with my mum, Jackie and Stuart, my dad, Skippy and Maz. It's you know, it's incredible. I'd love to thank you all. So that's it. Right, I personally, sorry, I've skipped a few paragraphs. I'm quite good at this normally. Any orders I can do. Right, I mean, right, now it's our speeches for both of us. Joanna would like to also say, you'd like to say a massive thank you to my mum and dad. You should be very proud to have raised such a handsome, intelligent, you know, dashing son, also very athletic. Tries, modest, you know, I mean, I should continue. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so on behalf of my wife, yeah, on behalf of my wife, I'd love to present the mums with some flowers for your hard work and a token, small token of our appreciation. Where are you going to put it? You're putting it first. You're very welcome. I put a lot of hard work into those, so look after them. I mean, obviously, apart from my beautiful wife here today, there's two other amazing, beautiful women that have been helping us today. Jen has been. Oh. What's that about? Jen's been amazing. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for helping out. Juliet, no, you're there. Barry as well, obviously who's not here tonight with us, but she's had an awesome time, and she's been really accepted into the family, as I said earlier, and I'd like to thank you all for helping her in. So, thank you, of course, obviously to my ushers, Jaron over there, good man. Good work, hard, mate. Really hard. Ricky Parker here, he's worked very well here. And then obviously my best man, Mr. Keith Turner. Not a man of many words, but you'll hear a little bit later. To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have made it today without them. Apart from Rick, who decided to turn up late. He was at the gym. He needed to go to the gym before, obviously, coming to do the one job that he has to do today. On a Sunday, yeah, exactly. But, it's been amazing. So, they've kept me cool, calm, and no doubt, well, apart from Berry, to be fair, as Jen has definitely kept Joanna cool and calm and collected today. Berry's just been running wild. So I'd like to raise a toast, raise your glasses for a toast to the beautiful bridesmaids and my boys. Well done, guys. Only 4 more pages. They say you don't marry someone you can live with, you marry the person you can't live without. And I think this sums it up perfectly. Now, if I had to single out one thing about why I love Joanna so much, it would be the fact that she makes me happier than I've ever dreamed I could be. And to be honest with you, I tend to spend the rest of my life doing the same and, making that exactly the same for you. One of the joys of being a man is knowing that a wedding kind of falls into place. And the most important thing I have to do is actually turn up on time, which, I've done alright, haven't I? I was tasked with some jobs today, for today's party. For our special day, not party, it's a special day. But Joanna, she too soon took control of them in pure Paradigm style. And I only really had one task left to do, and that was to be on time. I'm sure Joanne's grateful for me to do that. Thank you very much. I mean, seriously though, I know that Joanna has put a huge amount of effort into making today perfect, and I think she's done that and so much more. Everything that you see around you is Joanna's kind of ideas and everything that she's kind of put together, and she's worked incredibly well to do so. I mean, we've worked together, we haven't. We've lived together now for a couple of years, and I've learned a valuable lesson that when I'm wrong, admit it. When I'm right, keep quiet. Simple as that. So, that's generally how it is. I mean, I could go on for quite a while, but I'm going to kind of leave it as that, because I know Joe wants to crack on and get the dancing shoes on and hit that dance floor. I just want to say, lastly, let me just take a minute here, that Joanna, you look incredible, you look amazing today. As soon as I turned around, I kind of choked, and I'm not that kind of guy at all. I'm not that kind of guy to choke or kind of lose my words. You're the most unselfish, generous, caring person that I know. ridiculous. And you kind of make up for both of us, and it's amazing. And it's incredible. You make me laugh every day, and I'm happier when I'm, you know, I can't be any happier when I'm with you. I love you with all my heart. I'm sorry I have to read it from the card. And I look forward to our brand new lives together as a married couple. So, lastly, guys, from me, please raise your glasses and stand up for my beautiful wife. Oh, to Joanna.
Joanna.
Right, I'm going to hand you over to my best man now. Okay, so... You're alright. Jesus, it's taken off me, so it's fine. We've known each other for quite a few years now, and, you know, like most of my friends that are here today have been influenced by alcohol and nightclubs and women. So, you know, he's possibly the calmest person I've ever met. He's also possibly the quietest person I've ever met. But I love him with all my heart. He's helped me out through the years. No, you've been a good mate over the years, and you know, he's given me such great advice over the years. But you need to remember, when he's nervous, he kind of makes things up. Okay, so you need to listen to him a little bit, take a little bit out. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. So listen, I could talk for hours, because not very well, but I could talk for hours. But I want to hand you now over to my best man, my man who's helped me out, and I'm going to hand you over to my best man, Keith.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Luke, I believe, had in his speech that I was extremely nervous, and I am. So, with that in mind, I've written just a little speech to help me out. So, here it goes. Actually, it's really awkward to stand behind and hide. I've got my notes written on the back of this. I'm going to have to man up, actually. Man up a bit. Well, as my notes are written on the back of that, I'm going to have to wing the rest of this, so I apologise for this. Well, I've known Luke for quite a few years now. I met him wakeboarding. I used to coach wakeboarding at a place called Prince's about 10 years ago. And he asked me about a year ago. I felt honoured to do this, regardless of my nervousness. I don't believe I'm nervous. But yeah, I felt completely honoured. But today it really struck home when we were standing in church. I felt that honour completely come in. So I'm really pleased that I was there for you today. Yeah, as I said, I met him wakeboarding. I used to teach wakeboarding a couple of years back. Luke came down with Lenny. I was introducing him for a good friend, Steve. And the minute I met him, I thought, yeah, he's a good guy. He's a really nice guy. And I took him out on the boat, and basically he spent about an hour throwing himself at the wakes, crashing every single jump he was doing. But every time he popped out of the water, he had a big old smile on his face. And I thought, yeah, this is the kind of guy that I will get into life. So from there, he invited me along to his club. And to be honest, I went along to the club and I had a brilliant time. Unfortunately though, with regards to drinking stories, I can't really remember any, to be honest with you. His hospitality is so good. But there was one time where we'd been out. I think Rick actually came out with us.
Probably.
I think you were there. I can remember being in the car, I'm sure, but we were on our way back. I can't remember anything from there on, from the minute we stepped in the club. But when we got out, or rather the next day, I had a call from Luke. Very, very incoherent phone call. He basically said, I'm welded to the sofa. I have no body movement whatsoever. I've got no recollection of what went on. Do you know? At this point, I thought, hang on a minute, I've just woken up in the lift at work. I have no recollection how I actually got there. So, with regards to drunken stories, I can't help you out there, guys. But thank you for very, very many nights of fun. Now, myself and Luke, over the years, I've known him as for about 10 years. We've shared some really, really good times. We've had quite a few shared interests, and we've taken part in many activities. Some of those such as climbing, wakeboarding, as I said earlier, and more recently indoor skydiving. And so we've carried out many activities, many times. But one of the more, or very, very sedate activities that we actually have done quite a lot is go to the cinema. Luke's a very, very big film fan. Over the years we've seen many great films, but we've also seen some awful films. And one of his more unfortunate choices was a film called The Proposal. Now, this film is a romantic comedy, obviously, starring Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds, I believe. Now, he said to me once after work, he said, "Oh, yeah, let's go to the cinema." Yeah, brilliant, no problem at all. Didn't ask him where we were going. Got down there, and he got tickets to The Proposal. So I thought, okay, fair enough, we'll go and watch this film. Got the tickets, walked into a theatre, basically walked into a theatre of about 500 people that were all women. Actually, there was one other guy, and he had a very, very sorrowful look on his face. So we managed to make our way to some seats, sit down, slump down in the seats very, very low. So quite embarrassing time, but with that in mind, I'm very, very pleased to say now, Joe, you can take him to romantic comedies. That's fine by me. Now, I was a flatmate at Luke's for a good couple of years, and the first night, well, I think it was the first couple of nights actually, maybe not the first night, but the first couple of nights I wasn't too sure if I made the right choice. I was sitting there, minding my own business, watching a bit of TV. He was getting ready to go to his club, go to work, and he walked into the lounge and he had no clothes on. He screamed like a girl and he ran out. I thought, okay, yeah, wrong choice. Okay, maybe I need to move out. Luckily though, he did come back out and he said, "I'm really sorry," whipped it out around his waist by this time. "I completely forgot you were there. This won't happen again." So, but we did spend many years of having fun in his flat as well. So, that wasn't in the speech. However, whilst I was there, he did introduce me to Joe. He brought Joe over to the flat one time, and I thought instantly, Joe, she's a really lovely girl, and I thought instantly, great couple, really perfect couple, especially when it comes to height. And with regards to height, Luke takes Berry, his little girl, his little princess, takes us to a place called Hobbledown, which is a children's playground. And I believe it has a load of tunnels and a big climbing frame and all kinds of things for kids to play about on. But according to Berry, he is the coolest dad in the world because he can go on every single one. Now, I tend to agree, actually. He is a very cool dad. He's a very cool guy. And he also has some really lovely qualities. And also, I used to think he was very good at organising. Until recently, there was a there was one certain instance that I think quite a few of us might have actually experienced this. We'll call this the wedding invite scandal. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can I have a show of hands of who had to go and pick their wedding invite up from the post office? Oh yeah, look, quite a lot. Yeah, okay. Well, with that in mind, this is actually a present from all of us, okay? So I'm just going to hand this over now. This is actually going to both of them. You can open it now, by all means, yeah. This is actually, just in case you decide to send out bows on your Christmas cards. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all joking aside, Luke, over the last couple of years, you have been an incredible friend to me. You have been there for many times when I needed advice. You've helped me out so many times, and I can never thank you enough. You've made an excellent choice in Jo. She is a beautiful woman, so warm, so yeah, awesome. Brilliant choice, mate. I'd like to wish you all the happiness in the world, many, many years together. So, ladies and gentlemen, to finish my toast, please be upstanding. Raise your glasses and toast to Luke and Jo.